Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki spiritual healer. And we are talking about the spirituality in movies. I have this requested topic from Sister Melissa, and she wanted me to cover Ghost in a Shell. And this is a 2017 movie. I do not own the rights to this movie. But like I have been telling you, these narcissists, these people, these scientists who want to put a soul inside of a robot, AI, so that it can be something to the effect of taking over. It has its own will. Okay? It can attack you with violence if it wants to. But in many cases, we have an understanding when we have belief in God that these types of attacks are already relevant upon the earth. And I have been teaching you, those who have, reached out to me, I have been teaching you about these types of attacks. And this AI, this cyborg, the robots in this movie, they fell in love with each other, and then they started to turn against their handlers who had created them and did not allow them to rest in peace, did not allow their soul to rest in peace with their body. And that means that these ghosts were upset and angry that were inside of these cyborgs, and they started to attack their handlers and to wage a war against them, along with other cyborgs whom these people, these scientists, had done this way. Okay, they had memories, they had feelings towards family members. They were able to go back to places that they had visited during their life in their bodies. And so these types of entities, you will have this type of entities that are upon the earth. Those entities that have not been allowed to rest, who have died a violent death, who were harmed and abused in this life, then they are, trapped. In many cases in our lives, they can be trapped in places, houses. They can enter into different realms. They can be, trapped to a land. And we've talked about this on many occasions. And that negative energy, if they are malevolent, will have to be cleansed. If they are attacking the people up on the land, up on the place, and you will have this in many times where you have people who were enslaved, who were unjustly, unalived, and passed away up on the land in a violent way, and they will hunt that place. So this is what Ghost in a Shell is about, and that's only half of the story. And I'm glad that Sister Melissa, and I think I got it right, I'm glad that she, gave us this movie to look at and to understand the spirituality that they have put in movies, the things that they want to do in society, and the things that they want to do, with your soul after you pass on. So, in many cases, they are trying to take over any kind of content that you have, and say that, they can use it without your intent. They can use your likeness without your intent. They can put their own intentions on it. You see what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that we are standing against a lot of the behaviors that they're doing on these platforms. And, the best way is to, minimize, what you are talking about, minimize the truth, so that they cannot have the entire story. They can only have, one portion of it. Now, in this aspect here, in another aspect, and I have been giving you a lot of different malevolent, and there are good spirits as well, but I have been giving you the understanding that people can use spirits and higher spirits to attack machines, where you'll be in an accident, where your car will not work, your washing machine will break down, the microwave will break down, and you will have all kinds of malevolent energy around you. Anything that you come around as a chosen one will break, because someone either in your family or close to you has a malevolent intent, a wicked design against you. So I wanted to give you this movie so that you can understand that these entities, these narcissists who want to use our spirituality to, only make money off of it, they already know that these types of spirits exist, and they want to be able to harvest them like they have harvested organs. They want to be able to use these spirits, for their own malevolent intent. They want to be able to control them or control your spirit, so that you are never, so that you are stuck in this realm, this hellfire realm, so that you never receive the rest that you are supposed to receive after your body has moved on into the afterlife, into where with God, where we began our creation at, is with God, and that's where we're going back to. So they do not want you to rest. They want to harvest your spirit, and they're trying to figure out a way how they can control that harvested spirit, just like they send malevolent, negative, hired spirits to people's life, to people, to the chosen ones. They're trying to harvest that energy from you, your spirit, and put it in a AI, a cyborg robot after you have passed on. And they have been unsuccessful so far. So, but they're letting you know with the movies what they have their scientists working on. They're letting you know what their intent is, to make sure that, they can start harvesting your energy, your spirit, your ghost. They want to put ghosts like, the Ghostbusters. They want to put them in a contained energy robot AI, and have you, controlled by them. Your thoughts, your behaviors, the way that you were giving your blessings on earth from God, they are trying to harvest those blessings, your good energy, and by putting this in a robot, by putting it into the internet. And we are understanding that when the internet glitches, and we've been glitching a lot lately, when the internet glitches, it's because, these good robots that are these ghosts that are in the machines, that are in the shell already, they're at war with these malevolent forces that's trying to control the masses with their attacks upon their mind, their body. They're trying to control and harvest their spirit, their soul. They're trying to harvest the blessings that God has sent down upon us, and they have entered this into a movie with hopes that you would overlook and think that it is entertainment, when they have used it for, the internet for malevolent purposes. So I hope that you received this message, Miss Melissa, Sister Melissa, and you can reach out to me if you want to know more about these types of topics with ghosts entering into machines. I'm High Oracle. You can book your one-on-one sessions with me, your life coaching sessions, or your video chat sessions. Donate to my channel. I'm High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.